If you do any amount of work on a computer, it's really useful to know where your time is spent. Even if you don't need to track time for billing, it's pretty handy for getting some perspective and optimizing your time. Usually people use a service to manually start and stop timers for different activities, which I've tried but didn't really like. I mean, the whole point is to use your time more efficiently, but manual time tracking takes time away, and it can be pretty distracting. Plus, it's easy to forget to start or stop a timer, or just get lazy about it. I would find myself in the middle of doing something, having forgotten to start a timer, and then having to stop what I was doing and then go start a timer. So I was really happy to find an app called Timing. It's not perfect, but it is really good, and it solves a lot of these problems by doing things for you. So instead of timers, Timing automatically creates a timeline of your day based on the apps you use. You start by creating projects like school or app development. You can categorize in folders, create a color system, and tell Timing which projects are productive, which it uses to give you a productivity score. But the real magic is on the right side of the screen. Timing shows apps, websites, files, and keywords you've used recently, and you can drag any one of these while holding the Option key into a project. This teaches the app how to categorize these things in the future. During the week, Timing runs in the background of my Mac, and then on Sundays, I have Timing remind me to review the week. I can just go into the Unassigned tab and see everything Timing hasn't already put in a project, so I can teach it where those go. For the first couple weeks, this took some time, but pretty soon I had categorized everything, and it was just completely automatic. If you want more granular control, Timing does give you options for that too. You can keep Timing in the menu bar, where you can glance at your day or start a new task. This allows you to manually tell it what you're doing, like in a meeting or lunch. All of that is optional, but you can have the app automatically remind you to log your task when you come back to your computer, if that's something you'd find useful. But collecting all this information means nothing unless you actually use it, so it has options to export these detailed reports. My favorite feature is its integration with the writing app Ulysses. Timing shows exactly how much time I spend on each document, so I can see how long my writing and editing process takes per script or project. If that sounds overwhelming, there's an overview page that gives you just a glance. You set the time period at the top, and it shows you graphs based on that interval. A few things I like to see are, first, a better system of reviewing websites. If you're anything like me, one website leads to another, and pretty soon you've been on 10 or 20 websites. But when you go to review those in Timing, you probably won't remember what they were, so a lot of my time browsing the web goes unaccounted for. But if it showed a preview screenshot of each website, it'd be pretty easy to quickly categorize them. Or just give the option to click on a website and go see what it is. Another thing I'd like to see is an iOS app. Of course, Apple restricts what apps can do, so it couldn't actually track your app usage, but for now at least it could give you the option to enter tasks manually, like the Mac app can. Because ideally, all or most of your day is tracked, but we don't always have a Mac with us, and adding entries later can be a challenge. But anyway, make no mistake, Timing is already a fantastic app. If you do work on a Mac and are considering or already do time tracking, this is the app for you. The developer is very responsive and really eases you into the app, which makes it pretty easy to get going even if you've never done time tracking before. So if this sounds like something you might use, go check it out and start tracking.